The power of the principal. As a retired principal, I serve principals in the Western Cape, 35 of them in the last 6 years. I've got to know them personally and professionally, their schools, their context, their daily challenge. Most significantly, I see those who are truly the number one lever for change in their schools. They bring power to principalship. In the US, where education is run by local municipalities through elected school boards and powerful superintendents, the principals often refer to themselves frustratedly as building managers. In the UK, they use the terms head teacher or headmaster, which clearly prioritizes a focus on leading classroom teachers and on the quality of instruction. In Afrikaans, we use hoof. In private schools, head of school. In European countries, it's directeur, stressing management and administration. In South Africa, principalship is about transforming a school to become a beacon of hope in an underserved community. However, it is such a demanding role that principals often feel powerless in driving meaningful, measurable school-wide change. Using Canada's Indeed career guide, I can tell you that as a new principal, your power does not simply come from your position. Firstly, you have to understand that you have it. You have to realize the impact you can have. You need to be confident in your ability to lead and in the clarity of your vision. But most importantly, you have to treat people fairly and consistently. Be humble, listen to and respect others and their differing opinions, and build a cohesive, powerful team. It's actually a non-negotiable prerequisite for successful principalship. My aim in this piece is to use examples to accentuate the crucial power that great principals use to lead schools to full functionality. My first example is an unusual one. I pose the question of how a principal's power would be felt in the school if something necessitated the principal's absence for a few weeks. Often such absence results in the slacking of standards, whereas in schools where the expectations of teachers, deputies, departmental grade and subject heads have been clearly set, implemented and monitored, a school's system just continues to deliver. Obviously, your presence brings personality and power to your school's climate. But if you and your team have entrenched those expectations, your absence is not devastating. I want to underscore the power of broad shoulders. The great principal absorbs the real pressures that too many teachers feel, which complicate teaching. A powerful principal shields the staff room from national negativity, from perennial provincial budget cuts, from new administrative pressures, and from unreasonable parents. Rather than unnecessarily bringing those issues to the staff room, principals should work out solutions within the SMT or with the individuals involved. The idea is to create an informed but protected island of excellence where classroom engagement is the number one priority. A principal's most impactful power relates to the ownership of the school. Ownership is the investment teachers make in their school, their subject and their learners. Ownership is their sense of alignment with the school and the principal's strategic vision and their collective agency to own, evaluate and improve that plan. It's our school. The best principals create a climate which breaks down the barriers of the isolated classroom and makes teachers feel very much part of a school's teaching team. That's a powerful feeling. And in the same vein, a principal has the power to influence the intensity, regularity, and direction of professional development, especially in a way in which teachers own their professionalism and subject expertise. Of my 35 principals, about 1 in 3 are strong community leaders whose influence is visible, respected, and in the best interests of the school. It's not an easy situation because principals often travel in from other areas and lack that valuable local credibility which needs to be earned. Principals who are community leaders, without necessarily holding formal positions, influence the perception of their school, facilitate key partnerships which come with stability, trust, and that open door, and enjoy effective relationships with the district, the local authority, the police station, and other support structures. Principals who want to move their schools forward spend a fair portion of their time looking forward to 2026. They have a hand in the workings and the detail of next year's intake, of different staff scenarios, of key capital or maintenance development plans. They're not doing it all themselves, but driving the process. To what extent does a principal set the tone for values and behaviors in the school? Well, you just have to observe how a new principal has the capacity to re-energize the school, its staff and learners. We've all seen it happen. What role do you play as principal in influencing your school's tone? How do you influence its routines and rituals? Ask yourself, is your school better because of you? Are your teachers better teachers because of you? The head of education or the circuit manager can do none of the above. Only quality principals and deputies can create the school climate for teachers and learners to thrive. You applied for this exciting job. Reflect on the power of the principal. Upgrade your own internal power source and light up your school. Let's see it shine.